Hi, it's Anne Marie, and I'm here with Lisa Simkins from Superior Home Inspectors. And thanks a lot, Lisa, for joining me. We're just going to have a little bit of a conversation about your business. So
Thanks.
tell me about Superior Home Inspectors.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Anne Marie, to chat. So basically, Superior Home Inspectors, right now I'm general manager. We have 4 inspectors working in the Greater Toronto area. How I got started in the business, when our family sold our mother's house, I saw the home inspection report and that the realtor had done for us. And I realized that it was a portable career that would fit my skill set and lifestyle, because I wanted to be back to being self-employed at that point. And I'd had a mix of technical outdoors office work. One thing I did, excuse me, was underwater structural inspection for an engineer. And so I thought a house was within my physical capabilities. So I went with it, and yeah, it's been no looking back. I think it's my last career.
It's your last one. So how long have you been inspecting homes?
It's been at least 10 years at this point. So yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds great. So what motivates you? Why do you do what you do? What are you trying to deliver for clients?
Well, I like to educate them, because
Mhm.
houses, I mean, when you think about it, if you have a car, you're often taking it in at least once a year to have it checked out. But houses, you're kind of, most people are floating along, not really taking care of this house as a system. So
Okay.
the education is really valuable for homeowners. And I like that a fact that we're an independent service, so we're not there to sell people some repairs. So and we
Right.
look at the house as a system. So many different things can be going on and interacting. So we have a holistic approach, kind of like a general practitioner doctor. So it's very satisfying, to help people out that way. And I like the fact that we help maintain the condition of the housing stock in,
Yeah.
in because it's a shame if you see a house that's run down and not taken care of because people didn't know, or whatever reason. I mean, they're valuable, so maintaining them should be high priority.
So, what are a few things that people don't know about your business? Like, I'm familiar, obviously, with your business because the home inspection is something we love to do before we buy or even sell property and real estate. But are they always related to real estate, your inspections, or do you do them at other times?
We can do them at other times. They're primarily linked to the home inspection industry, but I like to say that, let's just not leave it there. Let's say get your house inspected every 5 years, because things change. Stuff can happen and you're not aware of it. So that's one good thing to do. And also for people who have condo units, and a
Okay.
lot of people, yeah, they don't understand that condo units, similar to houses, will have deterioration, wear and tear, deficiencies. So those do need inspection as well. And there's some different things in condos that people don't understand, even less than houses. For instance, dryer
So,
venting.
you can give me an example of that. So, venting their dryer from an
Mhm.
in-suite laundry that needs to be cleared out and maintained, right?
Yeah, and like the unit I looked at yesterday, which is very common, there's a square port in the ceiling above, like a
Yeah.
stacked laundry dryer, and that pulls down, and that's an extra screen for lint to be trapped. And I often find those things totally clogged up because people don't know that they're there. And
Right.
that's important, because if you don't clean dryer lint, if the ducting gets backed up, you can get dryer fires,
Yeah.
inefficient operation, and so on.
So what would you say your customers love about your business? What sort of feedback do you get? Are they shocked at how much needs to be done?
They can be, but usually I get the comment that, oh wow, you're so thorough. We wish we had you inspect our house, a while ago. So they don't really understand what's involved in the whole process. So they like the detail, they like the learning. So that's the kind of feedback we get. And they are appreciative of the fact that we'll provide unlimited follow-up support. So 5 years down the
Yeah.
road, question.
No, that's great. So, do you have relationships with people who can do some of the repairs? Like, are you able to tell people who can do the type of work that you've identified?
Yeah, we always suggest people contact more than one type of contractor because
Sure.
there's different things, personalities, timing, and just to make sure they get several prices. But from our experience and getting to know certain trades, we can have recommendations, especially when somebody's had to hunt down something special, like a certain type of
Yeah.
HVAC unit in a condo. They have no idea where to go. So if we've done a little homework on our own, who would they call? We're able to give out some references for stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I do that too, right? We the realty the idea is that I give 3 names, right? That I
Right.
not limit myself to any one person. But yeah, no, it's always a good thing to be able to recommend good contractors to people. And I may come back to you for that because I have a trades and services guide where I list
Yeah,
people
okay.
who've been recommended by clients.
Yeah, we can definitely exchange resources.
Sounds good. So, do you live in the East End? Are you familiar with the East End of Toronto?
Yeah, actually, my parents were born and raised in East End, and interesting, I ended up living just a couple blocks over from where both my mother and father were raised in East York, sort of Danforth, Woodbine area.
Yeah.
So I've almost always been in the East End for whatever reason, and now I'm like living down in Corktown Distillery District.
Lovely.
So
It's
yeah.
beautiful. So, do you have any favorite places you like to go, businesses you like to frequent, restaurants, grocery?
Yeah, I've been in this area for almost 15 years now. So there's a few places, favorites that we've got, like Fusilli's Italian restaurant
Yeah.
on Queen, Tabbouleh on Queen. Also, I don't know if you have heard of that one.
Yeah.
Impact Kitchen, really, really good concept place. And I'm looking forward, getting out of the pandemic to get out more. And there's also
Yeah.
a hair salon which we've just discovered called Severus on King, which I like. Wow, just wowed me. So
Interesting. Oh, that's great. So what else do you do in your spare time? You inspect houses. What else do you like to do?
Couple things. Photography's always been a great hobby of mine. So
Yeah.
it kinds of runs in the family. And also we like to hike and go canoe tripping. So every year
Oh,
we
beautiful.
go. Yeah, like to experience the wilderness and trees.
Yeah. You're living right downtown, and then it's like, I'm gonna go somewhere where it's a different environment completely. So
Yeah.
do you have anything special that you want to tell people about your business? Anything going on right now?
I guess it's nothing too special. We would try and make a good product and service. So I guess one thing I could say though is anytime anyone has a home question, and like they could with you, obviously people have
Right.
questions about their houses or something, you're an excellent resource. But if they had like a question about furnace operation or something,
Sure.
they can feel free to call me. There's no obligation. I wouldn't charge for a quick check-in on the phone. It's just like to be helpful type of thing.
Yeah, and it is hard. Things like furnace systems and air conditioning systems. There is a lot of there's a lot of people who will get you into a rent-to-own contract, for example. Can be very expensive to get out of. I just did a deal. Luckily, it was the seller who was getting out of the deal, not my buyer. But like $8,000 is way more than the equipment ever cost.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
That it's good to have someone who's not in the role of sales, I guess,
That's right.
to have those conversations with. So what's the best way for customers to get in contact with you? I'm assuming for realtors, you do pre-list inspections so that you have a sense
Right.
of what's going on with the dwelling.
Yeah.
Or an inspection on a condition.
So, yeah, like you could go to our website, which is, well, there's my email.
Okay.
And it's long, sorry about that. And from that you can
No
get our
problem.
website, phone number,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
I like the way your Zoom works. All your information's behind you.
Yeah, I finally came up with that to, get the branding out there. But that's, or just contact you and where to find me.
Yeah, that sounds great. So if someone were asking you now, so you made a decision at one point in your career to start out and start a business.
Right.
If a young person or someone older was asking you for advice about starting a business, what advice would you give them?
Do you mean in home inspection or generally?
No, in any business.
Yeah.
This is a question I ask people because I think being an entrepreneur is a little bit different than having a job and being paid a salary.
Right. I guess, it comes down to doing your homework. So for me, like as an older person, I hate that word, but
I'm there. It's okay.
when you only have a certain amount of time left and you want to change careers, I mean, especially in the pandemic or really anything, you want to have something that's portable. You can take it anywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a ton of re-education. And obviously something you like, and you have to market. You have to learn how to market. For younger people, I would say, talk to people, do your homework. I mean, everyone sighs at homework, especially at school, but it really is about charting your life course, and that is so important. So things have to make sense financially, and you may be needing to try a few things, but you got to do some research, like have a business plan, and really think hard about what you want to do. And there's so many things out there, whether you need to go get an re-education or not. And I would really encourage, especially younger folk, to consider the trades, because the trades right now are really hurting for people. People have retired. Unfortunately, there's the prejudice that has happened in terms of class, in that, oh no, you need to do professional career, an office, whatever, executive, everybody's aiming for that. But really, if you enjoy working with your hands and, being more hands-on, or even if you're like drafting or something, there's lots and lots of opportunity out there. And if you really want to be self-employed, you could take a trade and become self-employed type of thing. So yeah,
I have to say, one of the things I love about real estate, it's quite an accessible career, right? It's very diverse as a result, because it doesn't take a lot of training, and and yeah, it's a very diverse group of people. I like that.
But you gotta know,
Um,
you gotta know a lot of stuff in real estate.
well,
It's,
for
there's just,
sure, but
there's so much to do.
yeah, but it's not inaccessible
Hmm.
from a, you know, you don't need a 4-year degree or anything like
Yeah,
that. It is
yeah,
it's quite doable from a training perspective.
right.
So is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Superior Home Inspectors?
I would say, well, for buyers, for sellers, for owners, think about your house in terms of a system. Um, it really helps maintain the value in your home if you use it as a maintenance tool.
Yeah.
Your home is your biggest investment usually, so you got to take care of it physically. And I like to also promote inspecting condos. And also for people that have wood burning fireplaces, I am
Oh, yeah.
certified. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
certified,
you're a wet inspector.
correct,
That's
to
great.
inspect those. So, yeah, that's about
Yeah,
all.
I often don't find that with city inspectors, right? Or they'll say get a wet certified, get a different inspection. They'll offer that. But
Hmm.
so that's good. That's good to know. That's great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I want to thank you so much, Lisa. It's been really great. Great to
Thank,
meet you and know more about your business, and
thank
great
you.
to hear about how you got into it.
Oh, much appreciated. Thanks
Oh,
for the
no problem.
opportunity.
Okay, have a great afternoon.
Thanks, you too.